Hey guys, welcome back. Carter, BitsBeTrippin. We're gonna be bringing you guys one that a lot of people are asking me for. People that have went out and bought ASICs, maybe have one couple of them at their house, and they're trying to figure out, they're like, hey, I understand with the data center side or the larger implementations, you may have, operations department that be able to get components, switches, the, hash boards, new hash boards itself, maybe the actual board, the controller hash board, power supplies, fans, all those things with ASICs. How to self-maintenance if you only have 1 or 2 units that have been running for 6 months and maybe you have a fan go out. So we want to take you guys through that process today here, how to kind of break it down. We've done one other video on how to do a breakdown, but this is a fresh video, and then talks to the cleaning process, and then ultimately how to go and get supply and some of the rationale around that. So stay tuned, let's get into this. All right, my dudes, we're in the back shop right now. I'm gonna be here with Cole and Mike, and we're gonna break this unit down right here. This was an S19JPro that was sent over to us that had some issues with it. It would start to kind of power up and then just stay even. You wouldn't hear it go through its normal power on sequence. So we're actually gonna break this thing down, do a quick cleaning on it, and then identify which hash board it is, and then look to get that replaced, and we'll walk you guys through on how we're gonna do that. So I'm gonna turn it over to Cole and Mike to do a breakdown on this unit, and we'll kind of talk through some of that stuff with you guys. All right, so the first one we're gonna be doing, guys, is doing the 4 screws that hold on the fans. There's essentially 8 screws that hold on both sides of the fans, 4 on each side. And you'll see that kind of set up there. You guys just be careful with the actual cabling that's here, and you can see that there, that this will put a little strain on this if you let it hang. We bring it over the side of the table here so we can get to it a little easier on the bottom side here, and we can see the hash boards in here. You can see some, this is why the customer did blow this out using just a normal like air compressor. You can still see quite a bit of grime up in here. Just a lot of dust had got into this unit here. So we're gonna get that all cleaned out here in a second. And you can see out here on the back side of the fan, there is some, it doesn't, it's okay that there's a little bit of dust, but if you're gonna do a full clean job, just take the time to take it apart and do that. Let's go ahead and get that other side taken apart here. Perfect. Now we have the other back access to this, but before we can pull those hash boards out, and we'll slide this kind of over here to where you can kind of see inside there, you'll need to actually take that top plate off here. You have essentially what this is considered the bus bar. If you've just unplugged this unit, you want to be careful to just going and touching these things. There are capacitors in these units, and sometimes those capacitors can hold some electricity. This has been unplugged for a while, so we're not too concerned that it's been sitting there. It's actually been sitting there for almost a week. So I'm not worried about this, but if you just unplug it, don't go touching different connectors. We're gonna get these 6 screws up here undone, and then we're gonna get these cables unplugged, which are the actual data cables that plug in from the main controller hash board over to each of the actual hashing boards. And we're gonna get those unplugged, along with these other plugs here that control the power supply and all 4 of those fans. So the fans have their own individual connections there that you can see right there. And then you have the 6-pin that is powering this control board from the power supply, and then essentially a data cable right there that is controlling the sensors within the power supply. All right, now we're gonna be removing this hash boards here. So that's taking those 6 anchor screws out of the hash board. And then pulling the data cables, and those are just a pinch style on there with one little lip. You don't want to just pull straight up, you'll break it. And especially if something's been deployed for a while, these end connectors will get very brittle, especially with the heat cycles that they're going through and the temperatures that they're looking at, that if it gets super dry, these things will break over a period of time. So then on the hash boards, we're gonna have a pair of gloves to handle these and then get right into it. I like to do a visual inspection to make sure none of the heat sinks have came off, and that if there's any other kind of scarring or issue, because this unit did come in with an issue. I'm looking for if there's any kind of torch marks or any capacitors that look bubbled or any kind of scarring from an energy issue. And this board looks good, so we'll set that off to the side over there, and then we will get the other 2 out. So next up on this, you know, the fans were fine on this, but we're gonna have some links at the end of this video to where you guys can pick up some quick fans from Amazon. Honestly, it's just the fastest way to get them these days. Bitmain could take up to a month to get you your piece there. And then some of these replacement hash boards too. This would be the next thing that comes out on this particular unit. We're gonna go and take these and get these cleaned off real quick and then carry on. All right, so we're gonna go ahead and get these back in here and make sure you gotta line these up just perfect. There you go. And that one's gonna line up just perfect. All right, so now we're gonna get this last one up and you're gonna see the grooves that it's gonna go in. Again, you just need to make sure that it's lining up with this tower strut. Not every time it's going to, unless you, and you can come right back out. Nope, you wanna probably go, yep. Try that one. And there you go. And that one's lining perfectly up with those lines. So again, you guys can see the config here. You have a space right here, and then it's the next one over. And you can count them over again for that space, and then count them over for that space again if you're just trying to figure that out for the S19JPro, and then that lines you up perfect. All right, so now that the boards are in, we're gonna go ahead and get the hash boards plugged in, and then we'll screw them down. And you can do this in whatever order you prefer. Typically, have a checklist of things, make sure, and always double check once you're all the way plugged in and done that you've got all of your connections plugged in. We've had instances where, you know, a cable's not plugged in and then you end up having an issue and you're troubleshooting thinking something's wrong, and the whole time you didn't have a cable plugged in or plugged in all the way. So after we get these all up there and plugged in, we're going to do one last pass across everything and make sure. And again, we're gonna put all this together, make sure that we can get it up and running. If it doesn't up and running, then we're gonna have this board replaced because that's potentially the issue. On this one, it's just tight enough. You don't need to, you know, heavily screw them down or any high torque. It's a matter of just, you can hand screw these. If you're using a tool, you want to use a low torque setting, just like that, to where you're barely getting them in and locked. You want them nice and tight enough, but you don't need a, you know, drill for home here. Those are all in there. So connections here are now good. We know that the data cables to the hash boards are good. We're gonna re-verify on the hash board that they're okay. We're gonna come over and make sure all 4 fans are connected, which they are right here. And then this is the 6-pin power for this board that's powered off the power supply. And then this is a data cable for the hash board from a sensor standpoint to let it know that it's there and it's operating, which then operates those little LED lights. And on this particular board here, now we'll put the cover back on this and the fans screwed back in, and then we're gonna give this a whirl and make sure that it doesn't need a board. And we saw when we took this apart that the 6-pin up here was unplugged. So I don't know if from a customer standpoint if they did something and it came unplugged, but before we go and replace this board, we're gonna just make sure that since this wasn't plugged in, that was the issue. So let's get this back the rest of the way. We're gonna put that top piece in there. The only thing you have to worry about is that little lip there. You gotta make sure that that's fed up underneath there, and then that clips in, and now you can put the screws in, the 4 screws.
All right, my dudes, hopefully you guys like that breakdown. I wanted to bring something a little more up to date with you guys and more specific on just some of the actions that we do when we're taking these devices apart. I mean, we've had a couple of videos on this before, but I think we kind of cut through it pretty quick, and I wanted to make sure that people had an awareness on how to go out and clean that. Below are some links to some of the different parts that we get for these, and hopefully if you have a unit that's down, you can click one of those and get your part really quick. Going through Bitmain service, I understand, takes some time right now, and there are a lot of vendors out there that do have parts. So make sure you're liking, subscribing down below, and we're gonna be bringing some more of this kind of content to you guys. Peace.
Bitcoin mining is more than just a trend. It's an art, a revolution of how sound money works and is made. Being part of an industry that has 10x'd in value over the past year requires unprecedented levels of flexibility and versatility. It's life on the edge. ASIC Jungle is built on a set of core values: trust, leadership, competitiveness. Here, we want to do more than just our job. We want to change lives, impact the future, and be something bigger than ourselves. We want to make sure that everybody has a chance to be part of this new revolution called Bitcoin.